Facts I bet you don't know. Bananas are curved because they grow against the pull of gravity. They begin growing downwards, but as they get larger, they grow upwards to catch more sun, resulting in a curved shape. In the United Kingdom, it's not a crime to hide your STD status from any partners, although it's morally wrong on many levels. The shiniest living thing on Earth is the Pollia condensata, which is an African fruit. A moonbow is a rainbow produced by moonlight rather than direct sunlight. Beaver eyelids are transparent so that they can see through them as they swim underwater. New Yorkers bite 10 times more people than sharks do each year. Just 30 minutes of daily complaining can physically damage your brain. And listening to someone constantly complain also negatively affects your brain function. You can get smarter if you subscribe. Did you know a lifeboat drill was canceled the morning of the Titanic tragedy? Hello, and here's some crazy facts that will blow your mind. If you skip to the end of a long YouTube video and press replay, you can watch the whole thing without ads. You actually see your nose at all times, but your brain just chooses to ignore it. There's a company that allows you to memorialize the body of a loved one in the form of a coral reef. Your lips touch when you say the word separate, but they don't touch when you say the word together. 80% of people keep their feelings to themselves because they believe it's hard for others to understand their pain. People born in May have the lowest risk of illness and disease, while those born in October have the highest. Around 30% of people have never experienced a headache in their entire life. You can buy pills that make your farts smell like roses and chocolate. The longest word you can type with just your left hand is sweater dresses. Laughing for 15 minutes has the same health benefits as getting 2 extra hours of sleep. According to researchers, sadness is caused by intelligence. The more you understand, the more you wish you didn't know. Erasers sacrifice their lives for our mistakes. Hello, and here's some insane things to think about. Cheese is essentially just a loaf of milk. You're probably in a lot of strangers' vacation photos. The generation that created the internet is probably the most out of touch with the internet at the moment. We all kicked a pregnant woman at some point. The only part of your reflection you can lick is your tongue. The best part of a cucumber tastes like the worst part of a watermelon. Drinking water with a minty mouth is the cold version of spicy. You have seen more of the surface of the moon than you've seen of the earth. Hello, and here's some crazy facts that will blow your mind. Cracking your knuckles does not hurt your bones. The sound you hear is just gas bubbles bursting. The richest 1% of the world owns 90% of the world. In Sweden, it is legal to be a prostitute, but it is illegal to be a customer of a prostitute. If you're shot by a sniper, you'll be dead before you hear the sound of the gun because the bullet would travel faster than sound. A portion of the water you drink has already been drank by someone else, maybe even several times over. Women speak about 7,000 words a day, while the average man speaks about 2,000. If you touch your tongue while yawning, it will stop the yawn. No word in the English language rhymes with purple, orange, or month. Try for yourself. Hello, and here's some crazy facts that will blow your mind. The ocean is the most popular place to dispose of murder victims, and it holds more human remains than all of the graveyards on Earth combined. When you look up at the blue sky and see those white dots flying around, you're actually seeing your own white blood cells. When a person cries and the first drop of tears comes from the right eye, it's happiness, but if it comes from the left eye, it's pain. The average prison meal is more nutritious than the average school lunch. Paper cuts hurt so much because the cut often bleeds very little or not at all, leaving the skin's pain receptors open to the air. UPS was founded by 2 teenagers with 1 bicycle and $100. Months that begin on a Sunday will always have a Friday the 13th. Did you know Cleopatra lived closer to the building of Pizza Hut than the pyramids? Hello, and here's some facts that mess with your perception of time. Every 2 minutes, we take as many photos as all of humanity took during the 1800s. Oxford University is older than the Aztecs by over 200 years. Will Smith is now older than Uncle Phil was at the beginning of The Fresh Prince. In the span of 66 years, we went from taking flight to landing on the moon. There is more processing power in a TI-83 calculator than in the computer that landed Apollo 11 on the moon. The oldest living person's birth is closer to the signing of the Constitution than present day. John Tyler, America's 10th president, has 2 living grandchildren. The first pyramids were built while the woolly mammoth was still alive. The fax machine was invented the same year people were traveling the Oregon Trail. France was still executing people by guillotine when Star Wars came out. If you're over 45, the world population has doubled in your lifetime. Did you know that in 175 million years, a day will be 25 hours long and not 24 anymore? Hello, and here's some crazy facts you didn't know. The Japanese passenger who survived the Titanic crash was Mark marked as a coward by his country for not dying with the other passengers. Hitler and Napoleon both had only one testicle. Alcohol kills about 2.5 million people per year around the globe. Having at least one lazy day per week can reduce stress, high blood pressure, and the chances of having a heart attack. If you hold in too many farts, the gas can be reabsorbed into your bloodstream and exhaled out of your mouth. Individuals with higher IQs are 3 times more likely to suffer from depression because of increased brain activity. According to a recent survey, 94% of people said they use the term lol when they have nothing else to say. Nike's slogan "Just Do It" was inspired by the last words of a murderer on death row. More serial killers are born in November than any other month. You might still be it from an unfinished game of tag. Did you know you cannot physically move the top set of your teeth? You can only move the bottom ones? Hello, and here's some facts that make you question everything. The position you sleep in bed is linked to your personality. Restaurants don't use dollar signs on their menus because they don't want to remind you that you're spending money. The Krusty Krab isn't a treasure chest because it's actually a crab trap. On average, you will spend 92 days of your life sitting on the toilet. Laughing while being tickled is actually a panic response from your body. Making a typo in an online argument is equivalent to voice cracking in a verbal argument. When you're sick, the advice you get is to literally do drugs and stay out of school. Disney is the second largest buyer of explosives in the world. Michael Jordan, the best basketball player, got cut from the basketball team during high school. I bet you have no idea what you were thinking about 5 minutes ago. Did you know that the firstborn child tends to have a higher IQ than their siblings do? Hello, and here's some crazy facts. As of 2022, there are over 500,000 homeless people in the United States, and there is also 17 million empty homes. Tall people tend to have healthier hearts than short people, but also have a greater risk of getting cancer. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't eat people with tattoos because he said the ink made the flesh taste weird. On average, people who complain live longer. Releasing their tension increases immunity and boosts their health. There are 2 ways of being rich. One is to have all you want, the other is to be satisfied with what you have. Around 50% of women and 80% of men don't wash their hands after using the bathroom unless someone's watching them. A fingernail or toenail takes about 6 months to grow from base to tip. A botfly can land on your skin and implant eggs within a fraction of a second. It is possible that it can implant the egg under your eyelid so your eye incubates and subsequently feeds the growing larva. Hello, and here's some facts that might save your life. If a tornado looks like it isn't moving, then it's heading right towards you. If you are ever buried in rubble, then don't shout as you'll lose your voice. Instead, wait until you hear people and then use your voice. If you smell a fish-like smell in your house for no reason, 9 times out of 10 it means there's an electrical fire. If you get kidnapped, try to leave as many traces of yourself behind as you can. This way you increase your chances that a search dog could pick up your scent and find you. When having a heart attack, you don't swallow an aspirin, you chew it. If someone grabs you by the arm, don't pull away. Twist your arm instead. Your arm goes nearly in all directions, but the wrists won't. In an emergency situation, you can use a crayon as a candle and it will burn up to 14 minutes. If you ever wake up to the smell of gas, then don't use anything electrical and get out of the house. Any electrical spark could blow up your house. If a stranger gets in your car and forces you to take them somewhere you don't want to, drive into a lamppost or anything solid. You won't be useful to them anymore because the car is damaged. This way you'll damage your car, but you'll have your life in your bank account. Did you know in Massachusetts it's illegal to consume more than 3 sandwiches at a funeral? Hello, and here's some crazy facts. Rats multiply so quickly that in 18 months 2 rats could have over 1 million descendants. Most lipstick contains fish scales due to the pearlescence contained in them for making scales shiny, which makes your lips shiny too. About 37% of the internet is inappropriate content. If you are at least 6 feet 2 inches tall, then you are taller than 94% of the world. Doctors just stuff your intestines back in after abdominal surgery because your body knows how to move them in the right place on its own. When you're 4 months pregnant, the baby starts to pee inside of you. If you made $295,000 every single day since the birth of Christ, you still wouldn't be worth what Elon Musk is today. The singer of Peanut Butter Jelly Time died in an 11-hour police standoff during which his brother-in-law Snoop Dogg attempted to calm him down and convince him to surrender. Hello, and here's some things we used to think as kids. If you cross your eyes long enough, they'll stay that way forever. If you swallow seeds, a tree will grow inside you. We believe that people in the past lived in black and white because of old movies. The moon followed you everywhere you you go, that you could die if you don't wait after eating to go swim, and that people on the other side of the planet were upside down. Laws you didn't know that you've probably broken. It's illegal to throw your trash away in someone else's trash can. By using someone else's trash can, you're making them pay to throw away your trash, which could be considered theft of service, which just means you're illegally using a service without paying for it. Sharing your Netflix password with someone is illegal. It's a violation under federal law. However, law enforcement has never prosecuted anyone for sharing a streaming service password. It's illegal to use your phone in a parked car if the car is still on. If you're in the driver's seat and the car is on, even if you're parked, you're technically still operating the vehicle. You might be thinking this sounds pretty extreme and no one gets tickets for this, but some people have actually gotten tickets for this exact reason. It's also illegal to mount your phone to your windshield in the majority of states, and this is only because it can obstruct your vision while driving. Hello, and here's some crazy facts you should know about. The nicest people tend to often be the ones who have been mistreated the most. Bad and messy handwriting is a sign of high intelligence, meaning your pen cannot keep up with your brain, so don't feel bad if you have sloppy handwriting. Drowning is quiet, and most kids drown right in front of the person that's supposed to be watching them. Lazy people accomplish more. Their laziness actually enables them to find the easiest and quickest ways to get things done. Drinking 1 glass of warm water just after waking up increases immunity, blood flow, and gives you wonderful glowing skin. A 90-minute scary movie can burn up to 113 calories, which is the same as a 30-minute walk. The moment cold water hits your body, your blood is forced to circulate a lot faster in an effort to maintain its temperature, so it improves blood circulation and reduces muscle soreness. 250 dead people are currently frozen and waiting to be revived with future technology. Did you know Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. were born the same year? Hello, and here's some facts that will mess with your perception of time. Prisoners arrived at Auschwitz just days after McDonald's was founded. We put a man on the moon before we put wheels on suitcases. The Bristol cone pine is the oldest tree alive and was already 1,000 years old when the woolly mammoths died out. George Washington doesn't know about the existence of dinosaurs, as he died 25 years before the first fossil was found. Marilyn Monroe and Queen Elizabeth are both the same age. Here's them shaking hands when they were 30 at a movie premiere. The first subway train in London was opened in 1863, at the same time the Civil War was still going in America. The dinosaurs went extinct over 30 million years before Hawaii even existed. Did you know Mars is named after the Roman god of war? Hello, and here's some amazing facts about Mars. Mars has 2 moons called Deimos and Phobos. Gravity on Mars is 37% less than on Earth, so on Mars you could jump 3 times higher than on Earth. Mars has the tallest mountain in the solar system. Days on Mars last 24 hours and 37 minutes long. The sun appears about half the size on Mars as it does from Earth. There are 687 Earth days in a Mars year. The first spacecraft to visit Mars was Mariner 4 in 1965. The density of Mars is 100 times less than Earth's. Mars can be spotted with your own eyes during the night. A crocodile cannot physically poke its tongue out. If you sneeze too hard, you can fracture your ribs. Hello, and here's some random facts. Grimt is the only word in the English dictionary that ends with MT. Cat has more than 30 muscles in each ear. We live in a world where GTA is a kid's game and Candy Crush is an adult's game. Ants can't die from falling from any height. The nose can recognize 1 trillion different smells. In the word Pacific Ocean, each C is pronounced differently. Most men will only ever receive flowers at their funeral. The brain named itself, and when the brain recognizes this, it becomes surprised. Bread goes into a toaster as a slice, but comes out as a piece. A crocodile cannot physically poke its tongue out. If you sneeze too hard, you can fracture your ribs. Hello, and here's some random facts. Grimt is the only word in the English dictionary that ends with MT. Cat has more than 30 muscles in each ear. We live in a world where GTA is a kid's game and Candy Crush is an adult's game. Ants can't die from falling from any height. The nose can recognize 1 trillion different smells. In the word Pacific Ocean, each C is pronounced differently. Most men will only ever receive flowers at their funeral. The brain named itself, and when the brain recognizes this, it becomes surprised. Bread goes into a toaster as a slice, but comes out as a piece. Did you know a 500-page book really only has 250 pages in it? Hello, and here's some random facts. The wedding ring goes on the left finger because it is the only finger with a vein that connects to the heart. The smarter you are, the more likely you are to talk to yourself. If a mosquito is biting you and you flex that muscle, it will explode. Money isn't made out of paper, it's made out of cotton. This is why it's harder to break it. The more attracted you are to someone, the easier it is for them to make you laugh. The yolk of a flamingo egg is pink. If you say batteries really fast, it sounds like you're saying Paris in a French accent. Today is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be. There is more alcohol in mouthwash than in wine. When you are born, there is a 100% chance that you will die. You can only swallow 2 to 3 times before your body forces you to stop. Hello, and here's some random facts. Crying makes your eyelashes longer. You never notice your last hiccup. Every odd number has the letter E in it. It's impossible for your elbow to touch your forehead. We change our voices when we talk to people we like. You lose weight every time you scratch yourself. Having an empty backpack feels lighter than having no backpack at all. Chewing gum after a meal reduces heartburn. 75% of people try to fall back asleep in the morning just to finish their dreams. There isn't any word you can write using only the bottom row of the keyboard. Did you know ice cream is actually Chinese food? Hello, and here's some random facts. In France, it is legal to marry a dead person. The chances of you dying on the way to get your lottery tickets is greater than your chances of winning. A donkey will sink in quicksand, but a mule won't. If you yell for over 8 years, then you would have produced enough energy to heat 1 cup of coffee. The can opener was invented 48 years after the can. The filming of the movie Titanic costed more than the Titanic ship itself. Someone on Earth reports seeing a UFO every 3 minutes. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. The average person laughs 13 times per day. The least common birth date in the United States is May 22nd. Your thumb is the same length as your nose. And it's impossible to think of a new color. In America, 1,700 people become a millionaire every single day. India reads the most books per year on average. McDonald's sells 75 burgers every single second. You can't hum whilst holding your nose. Australia is wider than the moon. The letter J was the last letter to be added to the alphabet. German chocolate cake was invented in Texas. Blue whales eat 500,000 calories in 1 mouthful. When a person dies, their hearing is the last sense to go. If you send this video to someone, then it will confuse them because did you know 90% of people wet the toothbrush after applying the toothpaste? Hello, and here's some random facts. There are 84 people in the USA named Lol. It takes about 3 years to grow a pineapple. Wearing black and white makes you more attractive. You can't sneeze and close your mouth at the same time. If someone says they are immortal, it's illegal to prove them wrong. You can say Hong Kong without moving your lips. The chicken came before the egg. If you laugh too much, you can die from laughter. Babies, cats, and dogs can see ghosts. You can't look at a word without reading it. Your parents can see your search history through the Wi-Fi bills. Did you know there's a fruit that tastes like chocolate pudding? Hello, and here's some random facts. Rubber bands last much longer when they are refrigerated. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Soccer balls were once used for playing basketball. Putting sugar on a cut will make it heal faster. The national flag of Libya was formerly just the color green. A jiffy is a proper unit of time, meaning 1/100th of a second. April 11th, 1954 was recorded as the most boring day in the world. Tiramisu translates to take me to heaven in Italian. Brunch was invented as a way of curing hangovers. Sailors working for the Royal Navy need special permission to grow their beards. Children are born less frequently on Saturdays. Starbucks is one of the biggest companies in the world without commercials. Hot water will turn into ice quicker than cold water. Hello, and here's some random facts. Glaciers hold nearly 70% of the Earth's fresh water, and we are destroying them. Your brain automatically translates WTF but not LOL. Snails have thousands of microscopic teeth. Nintendo has existed for over 130 years. There are always 2,000 thunderstorms happening at one time. Tap water's flavor is based off the temperature. All galaxies rotate at least once every billion years. Lightning hasn't struck a plane down since 1963 due to engineering making lightning move through the plane. Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian, she was Greek. Sleeping in a cold room increases the chances of having a nightmare. Hello, and here's some random facts. 4 babies are born every second. Cockroaches are older than dinosaurs by 150 million years. Dead people can still get goosebumps. Roosters can still survive without a head. The first electric car was made in 1898 by Porsche. When you snap your fingers, they move at about 20 miles per hour. It is impossible for some jellyfish to ever die. We are more creative during the night compared to the day. You have 2 nostrils, but only one can work at a time. In 2002, more people in the US were killed by dogs than sharks. Australia has so many beaches that you can visit a new beach every day for 27 years straight. Did you know human meat is often reported to be very similar to pork meat? Hello, and here's some random facts. Animals like lions literally have no idea that whales exist. If you rub your eye too hard, a blood vessel can pop. If you don't get enough sleep, your brain will start to eat itself. If you cry too hard, then it means a ghost is hugging you. February is the rarest birthday month to be born in. Sleeping with your legs straight at night can make you grow taller. You never knew the word live is just the word evil backwards. Your lips don't touch until you say 1,000,000 when you are counting. If you wake up between 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., it means someone is watching you. If you want to try and lose weight, drink lots of water before every meal so you will eat less because water can fill up half your stomach. On average, lightning strikes Earth 100 times each second. Before deciding on the name Google, the popular search engine was called Backrub. You can't type butter with your eyes closed. Did you know there's enough gold inside Earth to coat the planet? Hello, and here's some random facts. A lemon will float in water, but a lime will sink to the bottom. McDonald's once made bubblegum flavored broccoli in an attempt to get kids to eat healthier. Samsung tests phone durability with a butt-shaped robot to make sure they can handle the pressure of being sat on. Some octopus species lay 56,000 eggs at a time, each being about the size of a grain of rice. Only 1% of people can subscribe to Hamdam with their elbow. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws. They have 5 on their front paw and 4 on their back ones. Kleenex tissues were originally intended for gas masks during World War I. That tiny pocket in jeans or pants was designed to store pocket watches. Only 1/4 of the Sahara Desert is sandy. The other 3/4 is mostly gravel with some mountains and oases. Movie trailers were originally played after the movie. Did you know chickens can see more colors than a human can? Hello, and here's some random facts. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on TV. The Mona Lisa painting has no eyebrows. If you're a male over 6'4" or a female over 5'10", you're in the tallest 1% of people. Cookie Monster's first name is Sid. Research has shown that people are the happiest at 7:26 p.m. on Saturday evening. Dancing has been proven to make you smarter and healthier. Dogs will still love you even if you're ugly. Lucid dreamers have better problem-solving skills. 89% of people who do chores while listening to music report that the jobs are easier. Carrots were originally the color purple instead of orange. Philophobia is the fear of falling in love. A husband and wife from California were born on the same day, married for 75 years, and died just one day apart at the age of 94. Did you know the bowler hat was invented as a safety measure? Hello, and here's some random facts. Mantis shrimp can punch with the force of a .22 caliber bullet. In 2013, a woman claimed she got pregnant by eating McDonald's. The original name for the butterfly was flutterby. A textovert is someone who is expressive and funny in text but shy in person. Though it's very rare, you can actually die from pooping too hard. Cows kill more people every year than sharks do. Albert Einstein slept 10 hours per night. There are now more than 86,000 people in Japan who are over 100 years old. Giant squids have the largest eyes of any animal on Earth. Hot water freezes faster than cold water. It takes 364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. The hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth was 2 billion degrees Kelvin. New York was briefly named New Orange. Stop signs used to be yellow from 1922 to 1954. Competitive art used to be in the Olympics between 1912 and 1948. Scientific facts about each zodiac sign. Cancers are the most likely to get arrested. An analysis of the FBI database found that cancers were the most arrested compared to any other sign, and they were usually serious crimes. Cancers might be the most arrested, but Gemini committed the most soft crimes. Generally speaking, Geminis were busted for things like fraud and stealing the most. There's 4 signs that earn the most money, this being Scorpio, Leo, Cancer, and Taurus, and are most likely to earn over $100,000 per year, while Aquarians and Capricorns were most likely to earn less than $35,000 per year. Leos are the worst drivers of the zodiac signs. A car share service analyzed 100,000 of its drivers and found that Leos are 40% more likely to get a speeding ticket than Libras. Now you better not be laughing if you're a Pisces, because Pisces are the most likely to run a red light or park in a no parking zone. Hello, and here's some scary facts that will ruin your day. If you're wearing earplugs listening to music and you hear someone calling you or the door knocking, there is no one calling. It's the ghost informing you of their presence. The inventors of the Ouija board claim it got its name when they asked it what it should be called. They also asked it what Ouija meant, and it replied, "Good luck." If you're walking and you feel someone behind you, it's a ghost looking at you. The human body can feel the presence of ghosts. If you saw someone unfamiliar in your dream, it could actually be the ghost watching you while you are sleeping. After 10 minutes of watching yourself in a mirror in a dimly lit room, your brain gets bored and distorts your reflection, causing imaginary monsters. Spirits are mostly active at night and mostly exist in cold air-conditioned rooms. They look and stare at you all night, they read your mind and try to speak and show your future in your dreams. Dreaming about being lost usually occurs when you're having a conflict and deciding how to react in a situation in real life. It may also indicate that you were scared of your actions committed in the past. Did you know money bills are made of cotton? Hello, and here's some historical facts. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. King Henry II of England hired a man who was called Roland the Farter. His unique job was to dance on Christmas, a dance that had to be finished by a fart. He then received a manor and 40 hectares of land for his services. During antiquity, pigs were used as weapons. The shortest war happened on August 27, 1896, from 9:02 a.m. to 9:40 a.m., being 38 minutes total. God Saves the Queen, the United Kingdom's anthem, has a French origin. The croissant isn't French, it's Austrian. It was created in 1683 after the victory of Austria against Turkey, the shape being a reference to the Muslim symbol. The recipe was then revisited in France, and the actual croissant that everyone knows appeared in 1920. North Korea created a fake city, Kijong-dong, at the South Korean border, the only purpose being propaganda. During World War II, Walt Disney designed a Mickey Mouse gas mask for children to be less scared. Did you know cotton candy was invented by a dentist? Hello, and here's some amazing fun facts. Superman didn't always fly. Chewing gum boosts concentration. The longest wedding veil was the same length as 63.5 football fields. Pigeons can tell the difference between a painting by Monet and Picasso. Bees sometimes sting other bees, and the total weight of ants on Earth once equaled the total weight of people. Hello, and here's some things you didn't know are illegal. Riding a bike while drunk is just as illegal as drunk driving a car. Tickling someone without their consent is seen as a form of assault. Washing oil paint down the sink as it can contaminate the water. Profiting from photographs of the Eiffel Tower taken at night, stepping into a public fountain, or even gambling in a library. And it's also illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament. Hello, and here's some facts that will leave you speechless. Your toilet seat is probably cleaner than your phone right now. North Korea and Finland are only separated by one country. Humans share 50% of their DNA with bananas. Charles Darwin and Abraham Lincoln have the same exact birthday. Every 2 minutes, we take more pictures than all of humanity did in the 19th century. No United States president has ever died in May. Humans have shorter attention spans than goldfish. Did you know while you are asleep you can't smell anything? Hello, and here's some weird facts about humans. Some tumors can grow hair, teeth, bones, and even fingernails. Your brain uses 10 watts of energy to think and does not feel pain. Your fingernails grow faster when you are cold. A typical cough is 60 miles per hour, while a sneeze is often faster than 100 miles per hour. Your feet typically produce a pint of sweat every single day. 20% of all the oxygen you breathe is used by your brain, and all babies are born with blue eyes. Did you know giant pandas eat 5 tons of bamboo per year? Hello, and here's some cool facts about animals. Cats are not able to taste anything that is sweet. Snails take the longest naps, with some lasting as long as 3 years. Kangaroos cannot walk backwards. Sea lions have rhythm, making them the only animal able to clap to a beat. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Birds can't live in space because they need gravity to be able to swallow. Did you know the Nobel Peace Prize is named after Alfred Nobel for inventing dynamite? Hello, and here's some totally random facts. One of the ingredients needed to make dynamite is peanuts. The largest living organism in the world is a fungus and is 2,200 acres. The shortest war in history lasted for only 38 minutes. Glass balls can bounce higher than rubber ones. The average person spends 2 weeks of their life waiting at traffic lights, and you can cut a pie into 8 pieces with only 3 cuts. Did you know Walmart has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard? Hello, and here's some funny but interesting facts. Hunting unicorns is legal in Michigan. Someone actually paid $10,000 for invisible artwork. Cows moo with regional accents. An American town had a 3-year-old mayor named Robert Tufts. Vending machines are bigger threats to humanity than sharks. The blob of toothpaste that sits on your toothbrush is called a nurdle, and there's an American town with a population of 1 named Monoe. Did you know unless food is mixed with saliva you can't taste it? Hello, and here's some food facts you didn't know. Lemons contain more sugar than strawberries. Macadamia nuts are toxic to dogs. Honey is the only natural food that never goes bad. M&M's chocolate stands for the initials for its inventors Mars and Murray. The fortune cookie was invented in San Francisco. In Eastern Africa, you can buy beer brewed from bananas. Apples are more effective at waking you up in the morning than coffee. Grapes explode when you put them in the microwave. And rice is the staple food for 50% of the world's population. Did you know Earth is the only planet not named after a god? Hello, and here's some interesting facts about space. If your DNA was stretched out, it would reach to the moon 6,000 times. All the planets in our solar system could fit inside Jupiter. Every year, the sun loses 360 million tons. An astronaut can be up to 2 inches taller returning from space, and 45% of Americans don't know that the sun is a star. Did you know due to gravitational effects, your weight is slightly less when the moon is directly overhead? Hello, and here's some facts about the moon. Each time you see a full moon, you always see the same side. The moon orbits the Earth every 27.32 days. A full moon is 9 times brighter than a half moon. Moon dust smells like gunpowder. The moon has a very thin atmosphere called an exosphere, and the moon's diameter is 3,476 kilometers, making it 27% the size of the Earth. Did you know only 5% of the ocean has been explored so far? Hello, and here's some random facts you didn't know. Different species of mushrooms can glow in the dark. Slugs have not 1, not 2, or 3, but they have 4 noses. Ketchup used to be sold as medicine for people with diarrhea. You will comment 777 for good luck. Bananas are curved because they grow towards the sun. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep so they don't drift apart. Hawaiian pizza was actually a Canadian invention. May 29th is the official Put Your Pillow in a Fridge Day. Leaving a like on this video means a lot. Did you know there are more deaths due to mental health issues than all forms forms of violence combined? Hello, and here's some not so fun fact. If you are an identical twin, it is possible that you and your siblings' identities were swapped and your parents never caught it. Quokkas, the world's happiest animal, will throw their babies at attackers if threatened. You can smell your own lungs, your brain just filters out the smell. Most power outages in the US are caused by squirrels. Spider rain is a real and naturally occurring phenomenon. The reason dogs love squeaky toys is because they sound like small animals dying. But did you know in only 10 minutes a hurricane releases more energy than all the world's nuclear weapons combined? Hello, and here's some useless facts. 100 people choke to death on ballpoint pens every year. People fear spiders more than death. Only 1 person out of every 2 billion will live to be 116 or older. Women blink nearly twice as much as men. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. A snail can sleep for 3 years. No word in the English language rhymes with month. The most common name in the world is Muhammad. The cigarette lighter was invented before the match. Americans eat 18 acres of pizza every day. But if you are typing a text on your iPhone and make errors, you can just shake the device to undo it. Hello, and here's some iPhone tricks you didn't know. You can charge your phone up to twice as fast if you turn airplane mode on. Just by saying the magic word, read my email, you can ask Siri to read your emails aloud for you. If you say flights overhead or which flights are over me to Siri, you will be told the information about the planes flying above you. The timer on your phone can be used to stop playing music automatically. You can use the volume button on your iPhone to take a picture easier in certain situations. You can take a burst of multiple pictures all at once simply by holding the capture button for a while. You can double tap the space button when typing and it will automatically add a period and a space for you. When you are using the calendar app, just turn your phone sideways to get a detailed description of your plans. Have you ever continually checked the fridge to see if any food has magically appeared? Hello, and here's some weird things we all do. Pull out your phone to check the time only to realize you have to do it again because you forgot to look at the clock. Have full-on conversations with yourself weekly, asking what even though you heard what the person said. Start reading the menu from the middle. After making a typing mistake, you delete the entire sentence and start over instead of simply using the backspace. Suddenly forgetting how to type because somebody is now watching you. Saying yes when someone asks you if you've seen or heard something even though you haven't. Saying ow when you're not actually hurt, like when someone fake punches you or you accidentally hit something. Now leave a like on the video if you can relate. By the way, did you know movie theaters in Amsterdam sell beer? Hello, and here's some things Americans don't know about. Shopping malls in Thailand have heated toilet seats and bidets in the bathrooms. Finland has heated sidewalks so you never have to walk on the ice. Amsterdam has bike parking lots almost every few miles. In Munich, you can return your beer bottles to the store and get 1/3 of your money back. Japan has no garbage cans anywhere on the streets, but their streets are still clean. If you walk close to a crosswalk in Switzerland, cars start to slow down or completely stop for you to pass. And did you know you can see the Andromeda Galaxy with your own eyes, which is 2.2 million light years away? Hello, and here's some cool facts about space. There's a 30,000 kilometer hexagonal cloud at Saturn's North Pole. The core of a star reaches 16 million degrees Celsius. The sun accounts for 99.86% of the mass of our entire solar system. The 40,000 kilometer wide Great Red Spot on Jupiter is a persistent storm estimated to be between 200 and 300 years old. Earth can even fit inside of it 3 times over. Mars is home to the largest volcano in our solar system, being 21 kilometers high and 60 kilometers wide. It's named Olympus Mons and is roughly the same size as Ireland. Only 3 people have ever died outside of the bounds of Earth's atmosphere. And did you know your cornea is the only part of your body with no blood supply? Hello, and here's some fun facts about your body. Your body contains enough fat to make 7 full bars of soap. Between birth and death, the human body goes from having 300 bones to just 206. Hearts can beat outside of their bodies. When you blush, the inside of your stomach does too. Humans have a diving reflex that shuts down bodily functions when submerged in water to prevent drowning. Your brain can survive for 5 to 10 minutes without oxygen. In cases of extreme starvation, the brain will begin to eat itself. Your small intestine is roughly 23 feet long. There are more than 100,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. You are taller in the morning than you are at night. You can't breathe and swallow at the same time. And a cat's learning style is about the same as a 2 to 3 year old child. A cat's purr vibrates at a frequency of 25 to 150 hertz, which is the same frequency at which muscles and bones repair themselves. Hello, and here's some facts about cats. A group of kittens is called a Kindle. A house cat could beat the fastest runner Usain Bolt in the 200-meter dash. Cats can be toilet trained. Cats can dream just like people do. Cats have contributed to the extinction of 33 different species. Cats were first brought to the Americas in colonial times to get rid of rodents. Cats are the most popular pet in the United States, numbering over 88 million. Cats have 230 bones, while humans only have 206. Cats can jump up to 6 times their length. Cats are believed to be the only mammals who don't taste sweetness. Flamingos bend their legs at the ankle, not the knee. Roller coasters were invented to distract Americans from sinning. Hello, and here's some weird facts most people don't know. Ice Pops were invented by an 11-year-old accidentally. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can. Fruit Loops are all the same flavor. Apples at the store can be up to a year old. Octopuses have 3 hearts. People used to say prunes instead of cheese when having their picture taken. In the Philippines, McDonald's serves spaghetti on the menu. Before toilet paper was invented, Americans used to use corn cobs instead. Blue whale tongues can weigh as much as an elephant. A flock of ravens is called an unkindness. If you fall asleep while overthinking, then your mind will stay active even during your sleep and you will wake up still tired. Hello, and here's some crazy facts that will blow your mind. Chewing gum can increase a person's focus and improve their mood while decreasing causing anxiety and stress. Your body is the weakest during 3 to 4 a.m., so this is the time most people die in their sleep. Babies that are 4 to 6 months old naturally know how to swim, but the instinct disappears after that and they need to be retaught. Arizona hasn't changed its 99-cent iced tea price since 1992. Scooby-Doo is basically a show that teaches kids that the villains in our lives are usually not strangers, but rather people we know and trust. Your fingers have fingertips, but your toes don't have toe tips, although you can tiptoe but not tip finger. Hello, and here's some disturbing facts you won't believe are true. Your rectum and anus are lined with cells similar to the ones in your mouth. This is why spicy foods can burn on the way out just as they did on the way in. Skittles and jelly beans contain crushed insect doo-doo, which are used to coat the candies to give them that special shine. Tiny microbes living in your mouth keep eating your leftovers through the night, creating that awful morning breath. The lowest class of meat, called canner, is used for dog food and school lunches. Albert Einstein's eyes are stored in a safe deposit box in New York. Your mattress doubles its weight in 10 years due to mites and dust. Over 1,450 species of bacteria is living in your belly button. If you consume carry-out food on a regular basis, you will swallow about 12 pubic hairs a year. The Romans used crushed mouse brains as toothpaste. Hello, and here's some things to do because you only live once. Get in the shower with clothes on. Ask someone for directions and drive the opposite way. Propose to someone you don't even know. Run after a bus, and when it stops, just keep running. Write "I found you" on paper and put it in someone's mailbox. Put your phone up to your ear and say "target found." Run up to a random person and say "you're it" and see if they chase you. Tell your crush you like them, and if they reject you, it's their loss. Now send this to someone you do one of these with. Did you know it can rain diamonds on other planets because of their atmospheres? Hello, and here's some science facts you didn't know. Water can exist in 3 states at once, called the triple boil. A total of 39 trillion bacteria is inside you, making about half of your body bacteria. Bats don't get sick from most viruses due to their genes. It takes 6 minutes for brain cells to react to alcohol. Scientists sway planets through their gravitational pull. A 5th grader accidentally created a new molecule in 2012. The biggest tsunami reached over 1,700 feet in Alaska in 1958. Tomatoes have 7,000 more genes than humans do. You can charge phones with your pee due to the minerals in it. Ice floats on water because the density of ice is 10% lower than water's density. Did you know the United States flag was designed by a student for a high school project in 1958? You can walk from Russia to Alaska on the ice. Hello, and here's some world facts you didn't know. Britain remains the world's only country without a written constitution. The official anthem of Ladonia is the sound of a stone being thrown into water. China has only one time zone, although it should have 5 different time zones. The Sahara Desert used to be a tropical rainforest 6,000 years ago. The deepest place on Earth is the Mariana Trench, going up to 36,201 feet deep. It can take you approximately 18 months to walk all the way along the Great Wall of China. The Canary Islands are named after dogs, not birds. Indonesia is home to some of the shortest people in the world. The Paris Agreement on climate change was signed by the largest number of countries ever in one day. The longest place name on the planet is 85 letters long. The national animal of Scotland is a unicorn. Did you know putting vodka on your face cleanses the skin, tightens pores, and can prevent acne breakouts? Hello, and here's some facts you didn't know. If you remember and use people's names in conversations, they will like you more. Napping for just 6 minutes can help improve your memory. The people who smile, laugh, and joke around the most are usually the unhappiest. Listening to loud music interferes with your vision. This is why we usually turn the radio down when looking for somewhere to park. Steve Jobs had a high school GPA of 2.65, which is below the national average. Horripilation is another word for getting goosebumps. Holding grudges is not only bad for your mental health, but it also has a physical effect on your brain. You will never truly understand something until it actually happens to you. Studies have found that video games are more effective at battling depression than therapy. Studies have found that smiling is 69% more attractive than wearing makeup. NASA uses countdowns because of a sci-fi film. The world's smallest wasp is smaller than an amoeba. The Eiffel Tower was originally intended for Barcelona. Hello, and here's some facts you don't know. British military tanks are equipped to make tea. Researchers once turned a live cat into a telephone. Pez candy was invented to help smokers quit smoking. The shortest commercial flight in the world is in Scotland, taking only 90 seconds. Scotland has more than 400 different words for snow. There are 5 countries in the world that don't have airports. Did you know talking to yourself can actually make your brain more efficient? Hello, and here's some facts that you didn't know. Children who grow up in stressful environments with strict parents are more likely to develop the habit of overthinking as adults. Ice cream, macaroni and cheese, french fries, and champagne were all popularized or introduced to America by President Thomas Jefferson. Research suggests that when someone disagrees with you, you should speak faster so they have less time to process what you're saying. A bad marriage is much worse worse for your health than being single. The average woman smiles 62 times a day, and the average man smiles only 8 times. The sentence, "the quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog," uses every letter of the alphabet. Those stars and colors you see when you rub your eyes are called phosphenes. Roughly 6 billion people on Earth own a phone, but only 4.5 billion have access to a working toilet. The voice actors of Minnie and Mickey Mouse were married in real life until their deaths. The least successful Harry Potter movie earned about $90 million more than the most successful Twilight movie. Did you know if you or a friend is overdosing on illegal substances, you will not get in trouble if you call 911? Hello, and here's some facts that can save your life. If you have an asthma attack, then drink something with caffeine in it. The caffeine will pry open your lungs and help you breathe better. When you're in a cold place and you suddenly feel hot, don't take off any clothing because it means you have hypothermia. You can use your jeans as a life jacket in water by tying the legs and filling them with air. Always keep a card in your wallet or purse with your blood type and allergies in case of an emergency. If your pupil shows up white in photos, you need to go see a doctor, as it means something is wrong with your eye. If the ocean starts retreating, then it means a tsunami is coming soon, so get away. If a natural disaster is coming, make sure to fill up your bathtub and sink so you have fresh water. Laying flat on your back is the best way to survive in a falling elevator. Have you ever just randomly started using an accent for no reason? Hello, and here's some random things we all do. Construct the perfect comeback or joke even though the moment has already passed. Make up scenarios in your head that would never actually happen. Think about where you would hide if someone broke into your home. Think about what you'd say in certain situations if you were a celebrity. Come up with the strategies on how to get away with the perfect crime. Pretend like you're in a music video when you have your headphones on. Count the steps when going up and down the stairs. Experience a mini panic attack when you drop the soap in the shower. Now leave a like on the video if you can relate. By the way, did you know dogs are as smart as a 2-year-old kid is? Hello, and here's some facts about dogs. The oldest dog to ever live was over 29 years old in human years. Greyhounds are the fastest dogs. They can run up to 43 miles per hour, which is faster than tigers can run. There's 1 million dogs in the USA that have been appointed the will of their owners, meaning their owners gave them all their belongings and money. All puppies are actually born deaf, meaning they can't hear. For some reason, the dog breed Chow Chows have a blue tongue. Crazy enough, but the first dog appeared around 33,000 years ago in Southwest Asia. Every dog's nose is unique, just like our fingerprints are. Your dog will know when you come back just based on the amount of your smell is still in the house. When a dog puts its paws on you, that means they love you and they're petting you. A dog's sense of smell is 40 times better than humans, but their sense of taste is only 1/6 of ours. Did you know men fall in love faster than women? Women take 15 days and men only take 8 seconds to fall in love. Hello, and here's some psychology facts about love. Just by looking at the picture of your beloved one, you can feel a sense of relief. The one who cries with you in your pain can never leave you. Talkative girls and silent boys make the best couples. It takes 15 months and 27 days to forget someone you love with all your heart. When a guy likes a girl, he'll look her in the eye. When a girl likes a guy, she'll look away. Most of the time, boys make the first move, but if a girl does it, believe me, no one can love you more than that girl. Men who cheat on their partners have lower IQs. Not speaking with the one you love for more than 48 hours can make you feel homesick. Most people can't make eye contact with their crush. Did you know there are more McDonald's restaurants than hospitals in the United States? Hello, and here's some McDonald's facts. There's only one US state capital without a McDonald's, and that's in Vermont. In the Philippines, McDonald's sells spaghetti on the menu. McDonald's is banned in 9 countries, including Macedonia, Iran, Iceland, and North Korea. The McDonald's "I'm Lovin' It" jingle was recorded by Justin Timberlake. Each day, McDonald's serves around 69 million people across the world. Chicken McNuggets have 40 ingredients, while the McRib has 70. McDonald's owned 90% of Chipotle until 2006, when they decided to sell their percentage to focus on McDonald's. Did you believe the moon was following you when you were in the car as a kid? Hello, and here's some things we all did. Some of us ate mud just to know what it tasted like. We all thought the ATM is where money is made. Being scared of swallowing seeds, thinking we'd grow trees inside of us. Talking straight into a fan to produce a robotic sound with your voice. Thinking kids were born automatically after 2 people got married. We've all told our teacher that a pet ate our homework once or twice. Hid from your parents inside clothing racks at the store. Pick raindrops on a window to see which falls the fastest. Putting your arms inside your shirt and telling people you lost your arms. The Japanese giant hornet's sting contains an enzyme that attacks human tissue, meaning it can literally dissolve your skin. Hello, and here's some strange facts you didn't know. If you go to sleep, there's no guarantee you will wake back up. Humans can survive after being skinned alive for up to 7 days. Termites and ants are roasted and eaten like popcorn in South Africa. Bacon was once a term used in the 16th century to refer to all pork. The females of the kangaroo species have a total of 3 reproductive parts instead of 1. There are more than 10,000 100,000 different types of tomatoes. Researchers found that the loneliest animal on the planet is a whale. A surgical procedure that removes the sense of fear from your brain exists. Shaved heads were a symbol of extreme beauty in 1500 BC Egypt. The first person convicted of speeding was only going 8 miles per hour. Biting off your finger is as easy as biting through a carrot, but your mind stops you. It is possible to rent a country, the Liechtenstein, for $70,000 per night. Did you know that when you say the word poop, your mouth does the same movement your butthole does when you poop? Hello, and here's some facts about the human body you probably didn't realize. If you say ha, your breath comes out warm, but when you say woo, it comes out cold. You can tickle yourself by rubbing your tongue on the roof of your mouth. If you cover one eye, the other eye will dilate. Your tongue rests on the top of your mouth when your mouth is closed. Some people can control the tympanic membrane in their inner ear to make a roaring sound that only they can hear. Your elbow skin is called your weenus, and you can pinch it as hard as you want and it won't hurt. You can't swallow if you put your tongue to the left or right side of your mouth with your mouth closed. Did you know Jupiter is 2.5 times bigger than all the other planets combined? Hello, and here's some interesting facts about space. It takes the average photon 170,000 years to travel from the sun's core to its surface. It takes the same photon only 8 minutes to travel from the sun's surface to the Earth. In the last 20 years, we've discovered more than 1,000 planets outside of our solar system. Contrary to popular belief, the Earth has more than one moon. More solar energy reaches Earth's surface in an hour and a half than we used in all of 2001. A tablespoon of a neutron star would weigh about 10 billion tons. If you fell into a black hole, you would get stretched out like spaghetti. Venus is the hottest planet with an average surface temperature of over 450 degrees Celsius. And did you know jellyfish have no heart, but they don't know it because they have no brains either? Hello, and here's some animal facts. To avoid being heard by sharks, marine iguanas can stop their own hearts for up to 45 minutes. Male fruit flies seek out alcohol when rejected for intercourse. Pandas don't have a sleeping spot, they just sleep wherever they want. Cheetahs are so shy and socially awkward that zoos sometimes pair them with emotional support dogs. Koala fingerprints are so close to humans that they could taint crime scenes. Ghost crabs growl using teeth located in their stomachs. The mantis shrimp has the world's fastest punch at speeds of 50 miles per hour. Contrary to popular belief, female lions actually do 90% of the hunting job. A grizzly bear's bite is strong enough to crush a bowling ball. Male horses have way more teeth than their female counterparts. A group of ferrets is called a business, funny enough. Reindeer eyes turn blue in the winter. They are normally golden or brown. Did you know your brain blocks you from feeling your organs moving around inside of you? Hello, and here's some absurd facts. Your body can randomly decide to become allergic to damn near everything edible at any time. Walmart is technically the world's largest retailer of diamonds. Funding for a public school is cut if standardized test scores are too low. That's why they pressure you so much. A flock of crows is called a murder, but a flock of ravens is called an unkindness or a conspiracy. 24% of people diagnosed with ADHD will be homeless by the age of 41. Bus seats are designed so that you cannot tell how dirty they really are. Cockroaches have been recorded eating human flesh, both living and dead. The color of a man's lips is very close to the color of the head of their private parts. Sometimes an Amber Alert causes the kidnappers to panic and kill the kid immediately. You are more likely to be bitten by a New Yorker than a shark. Sexual intercourse with a horse is still legal in some American states. Did you know at any point in time, roughly 1% of the world's population is drunk? Hello, and here's some interesting facts you need to know. Apples in the grocery store can be up to 1 year old. A cloud can weigh over 1 million pounds. Dogs can smell cancer with their noses. The closed door button on an elevator doesn't do anything. Flowers grow faster with music playing near them. Metrophobia is the fear of poetry. The average person spends 60% of a conversation talking about themselves. Blue is the most common favorite color worldwide. You can survive solely on potatoes and butter if you had to. Most of your house's dust is your own dead skin. Hamburgers weren't named after ham. They were named after a German city. Fire moves faster going up a hill rather than down one. Only 0.25% of people can type rapidly rising rats with only one thumb. Hello, and here's 5 ways your body may be telling you something's wrong. Restless leg syndrome can cause strange feelings in your legs and feet like crawling, creeping, or the need to move. This is a long-term disorder and you usually feel this pain at night when you're trying to sleep. Don't ignore or dismiss problems with your skin. When the skin gets thick and itchy, it can be a sign of several health problems inside the body, such as hormonal disorder, eczema, or allergies. If this problem keeps going on or seems to worsen, you should get some blood tests tests done. Anger outbursts might not always be because of who you are. Some researchers say it might even be linked to depression. According to them, depression isn't always just a lack of energy or feeling sad. It can also cause you to act aggressively. Doctors have noticed that a white or gray ring around the eye's cornea may be the sign of high cholesterol in people under 45. Don't worry though, the ring is harmless on its own and only makes things look different. If you are always feeling thirsty, then it might not be normal. In some cases, it could be because of what you eat, so check to see if you're overeating spicy or salty food. It could also be a sign of diabetes or being pregnant. Did you know people who stay up late and get up late are more likely to become psychopaths? Hello, and here's some creepy facts. Most laugh tracks and shows are from people in the 50s, which means you are hearing the laughter of dead people. If you wake up between 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. for no apparent reason, there is a 90% chance something was staring at you. Lack of sleep will shrink your brain. 70% of your dreams contain hidden meanings. On average, people escape death about 6 times through their life without knowing it. You're always 6 minutes away from death, but breathing resets the clock. Your body is the weakest between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. as this is the time most people die in their sleep. If you shiver for no reason, then it means a spirit is passing near you. Heartbreak is a real thing known as broken heart syndrome, and the symptoms are similar to a heart attack. Your phone has a very tiny camera that watches your every move. Every time you sneeze, you skip a heartbeat. Did you know the McDonald's McRib is a restructured meat product made from pig innards, tripe, heart, and scalded stomach? Hello, and here's some disgusting facts you won't believe are true. 1 out of every 6 phones have fecal matter on them. The blue whale ejaculates over 40 gallons of sperm when mating, but only 10% enters the female, and you always wondered why the sea tasted salty. Your kitchen sink has more bacteria than anything else in your home, including the trash can and toilets. McDonald's strawberry milkshakes aren't 100% strawberry. It contains up to 50 chemicals, which is more than your average fertilizer. Grocery stores will sometimes mix food coloring in with near expiration date meat to make it look fresh. Chocolate bars have an average of 8 insect legs in each one. Many gummy candies are made from pig skin, cattle bones, and cattle hide. Canned mushrooms contain over 20 or more maggots of any size per 100 grams. Did you know around 15% of the air you breathe in at a public place is human skin? Hello, and here's some weird facts. You are 8 times more likely to be killed walking drunk than driving drunk. You know when you get up too fast and feel dizzy? Well, squeezing or stiffening your buttocks together stops the feeling of dizziness. On average, you fart enough in one day to fill up a party balloon. A python from Australia became addicted to meth after living in a drug lab and was sent to rehab for 7 months. Mosquitoes have killed more humans than all the wars in history have. The sons of Hitler's nephew all agreed that they would never marry or have children in order to kill Hitler's bloodline. A Colombian woman once found a potato growing in her private parts. Men have nipples because everyone is a female until the Y chromosome kicks in, so everyone was technically a girl at one point. Jackie Chan once broke 12 blocks of concrete with his hand whilst holding an egg in the same hand, but somehow the egg didn't even break. Did you know oysters are still alive until you actually eat them? Hello, and here's some not so fun facts. There are more slaves today than at any other point in history. You're more likely to survive being shot in the head than rabies. The TSA missed 96% of contraband during an inspection in 2015. Roughly 40% of murders go unsolved. During the bubonic plague, the Mongolians launched infected dead bodies over the walls of different civilizations. A gamma ray burst from space could hit us at any time, and we have no way of detecting them before it happens. We'll all just pass away instantly. In Australia, there is a plant called the Gympie Gympie, which has a severe sting that horses who brush against it throw themselves off cliffs because they'd rather die than continue to experience the pain. Did you know if you were born in North Korea, it's forbidden for you to get out? You'll have to stay there all your life? Hello, and here's some North Korea facts that will shock you. The government chooses where you live based on who you are in the hierarchy, people living in the capital being the best. If your house is on fire, you have to save the president's portrait before anything else, even your kids, or you can go to jail. It is strictly forbidden to own a Bible, the punishment from the government for owning one being death. There is only 18 hairstyles possible for girls and 10 for boys. The government also chooses how you dress. If someone does a crime, their whole family has to go to jail. The internet is controlled. They don't know social medias, and there are only 28 websites, all being propaganda or North Koreans' websites. Presidential elections happen every 5 years, but there is only one candidate each time. You can't call someone from another country, or you could go to work camps. There's only 3 television channels, all controlled by the government. It's forbidden to wear jean pants. The calendar that North Koreans use actually starts with the birth year of Kim Il-sung, so they think that the current year is 111 since he was born in 1912. Did you know a man named Michel Lotito ate an entire plane and it took him over 2 years to finish it all? Hello, and here's some weird facts. Criminals that are considered unattractive usually receive a 50% longer jail time than attractive criminals. You shouldn't eat raw cookie dough because it contains fecal matter from all the birds that pooped on the wheat while it was growing in the field, and there's no practical way to remove it during processing until baking. If you are too drunk or violent in Japan, the police get a large futon and roll you into a small burrito. Then they carry you away. A person with damage to the right brain hemisphere can develop a joke addiction, which is a compulsive need to constantly make and tell jokes. During the late 1800s, a baboon was employed by a railroad as a signalman. He never once made a mistake and worked for the railroad until his death. Not flushing a toilet after you have used it is considered a crime in Singapore. No one can hide their earnings in Norway, as every citizen's income is made publicly available for everyone to review. Have you ever delayed eating until you can find the perfect show or video to watch? Hello, and here's some strange things we all do. When showering, you cup your arms or hands to see how much water you can collect. When looking for an address or street sign, you turn down the music in the car. You rehearse arguments or conversations in your head, having to reread what you just read because you weren't paying attention to what you were reading. Pretend like dogs are mini horses and try to ride them. Meow back at cats. Occasionally check to see if you can move things with your mind. Put your music on shuffle only to skip all the songs until you find the one you want. Now leave a like on the video if you can relate. By the way, hello, and here's some scary facts that will make your skin crawl. Your mind can sense when someone is staring at you even while you're asleep, which explains why you randomly wake up during the night. 3 a.m. is known as the devil's hour because it's said that during this hour the veil between our world and the paranormal world is at its thinnest of all. 20% of children actively report hearing voices through their days. Locked-in syndrome is a terrifying medical condition in which you're in a complete paralysis position where you can't speak or move. All you can rely on is vertical eye movements and blinking to communicate. Cockroaches know when you're coming before you open the door. They can also fit through holes thick as a dime, and there's at least 5 roaches you don't see for every roach you do see. Did you know by swimming in a public pool for only an hour, you have swallowed around half a liter of urine? Hello, and here's some gross facts. Eating a lollipop is the act of flavoring your own spit, then drinking it. Cockroaches are so repulsed by humans that if they're touched by a human, not only do they run away, but they wash themselves. Blowing out birthday candles can increase bacteria on the cake by 1,400%. 50% of Nike headbands are made from recycled condoms. Sweat is a version of pee, which are composed of the same components. Every time you swim in the ocean, you're basically bathing in a graveyard of dead bodies. Butterflies have been known to drink blood. Cell phones can have up to 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Studies show 1 in 5 adults in the US admitted to peeing in public pools. McDonald's confirmed that there are parts from more than 100 cows in just a single burger. Hello, and here's some pictures you were never meant to see. This is what an owl looks like without its feathers. Reminds me of dinosaurs. This is what a tiger's skin looks like. I bet you didn't think the stripes were on the skin too. This is what the inside of a magic 8-ball looks like. It's not all liquid like we thought. This is what the bottom half of a fire hydrant looks like. It's way longer than I thought. This is what your stove looks like with the gas on if you remove the metal tops. Literal flames. This is what the Teletubbies look like without their heads on. Personally, I'm cursed now. This is what the inside of a cup of ramen noodles looks like. It's truly a scam, to be honest. This is what the human heart looks like, completely drained of blood. This is what the inside of one of those big lighters looks like. We've all been deceived this whole time. Did you know spider webs were used as bandages in ancient times? Hello, and here's some weird facts you didn't know. The American government has an official plan in case of a zombie attack. There is a species of frog that devours its prey through its eyes. Buzz Aldrin was the first man to ever urinate on the moon. The man that had the longest beard in the world died from tripping on his beard. A family in Kentucky had blue skin for generations due to inbreeding. The word pants was once considered to be a dirty word in the 1880s. There's a glacier which pours out red liquid as if it's bleeding named Blood Falls. Oak trees cannot produce acorns if they are under 50 years of age. The Netherlands has to import criminals to fill up their jails due to low crime rates. Rain has a slight smell only a few people can smell. Hydrofluoric acid is the least acidic but remains the most dangerous. The word typewriter is the longest word you can type using only one row of the keyboard. Did you know people can suddenly die with no cause of death? Hello, and here's some horrifying facts. Doctors use the teeth of dead people to make dentures sometimes. Horned lizards can shoot blood from their eyes as a defense mechanism. There's a brain-eating amoeba that lives in our waters which has a 97% fatality rate. Microscopic mites live on our eyelashes and feed on our dead skin. Some fish in South America have human-looking teeth and it's quite creepy. The golden poison frog has enough poison to kill 10 to 15 people in a row. The catacombs of Paris hold the bones and remains of nearly 6 million people, and even the walls are made of bones. 1.2 trillion gallons of sewage and waste are dumped into United States water every year. There was a chicken named Mike the Headless Chicken that lived for 18 months after its head was cut off. When a person dies, their sense of hearing is the last to go. Did you know the FDA allows small amounts of rat droppings in candy bars? Hello, and here's some disturbing facts. Every year, 14 bugs find their way into your mouth and you swallow most of them. The average person walks past 36 murderers in their lifetime. There are over 200 corpses on Mount Everest and some are used as waypoints for climbers. 2 Scottish surgeons originally invented the chainsaw to assist childbirth. Whales don't die of old age. Eventually, they just don't have the strength to resurface and slowly drown. If you can remember your dream when you wake up, then it wasn't a dream. It was actually a message for you. In the movie Wizard of Oz, the lion's outfit was actually made out of real lion skin. You may be living in the last year of your life without knowing it. Kangaroos are dangerous, and if you somehow mess with one of them, it would likely lurk you into the water and try to drown you. 30% of people reported missing and found dead were unalived by the person who reported them missing. Did you know squirrels will eat baby birds and horses will eat baby chickens if given the chance? Hello, and here's some not so fun facts. Anyone can have a brain aneurysm at any age, no matter your health situation. There is a whale called 52 Blue that only sings at one frequency, meaning it can't communicate with other whales. It is nicknamed the loneliest whale on the planet. You can break your back just from a sneeze. Among your group of lifelong friends, one of you will attend all of your funerals and one will attend none of them. Cigarettes have killed more people in the 20th century than both world wars combined have. When you recycle plastic, most of it just gets thrown in the landfill anyways. There are at least 8 nuclear weapons known to be missing in the world. The most common last words that are said before dying is typically something doesn't feel right or something is wrong. Your voice on recordings is actually how your voice really sounds. Your voice in your head is a bit muffled and deeper because the sound travels through your head instead of the air. That's why it feels weird to hear your own voice in videos. Did you know when listening to music your heartbeat will sync with the rhythm? Hello, and here's some things you didn't know about the human body. Every organ you have 2 of, you only need 1 of to survive. Your left kidney is higher up than your right kidney. Your ears and your nose never stop growing. Women's brains actually shrink during pregnancy. Stomach acid can dissolve metal, and if it touched your skin, it would burn right through it. While you're awake, your brain produces enough electricity to light a light bulb. 50% of your hand strength comes from your pinky finger. Men's testicles hang below their bodies because sperm dies at body temperature. Humans can't digest grass despite health fanatics claiming it helps with your digestion. Only 0.5% of people can lick their own elbows. Did you know a jar of peanut butter can contain 1 to 5 rodent hairs in each one? Hello, and here's some disturbing facts. In many countries in the world, cannibalism is actually legal. The only illegal thing is the way you obtain it. The youngest person to ever give birth was 5 years old. The fastest killing virus takes around 4 days to kill you, and that would be Ebola. But your immune system can kill you in 15 minutes. If provided with a mirror, dolphins will admire their own genitals. More Americans died in 2 months from COVID-19 than from 10 years of Vietnam. If you spill bleach on your skin, the slippery feeling you feel when you wash it off is because you have basically made soap by dissolving the top layer of skin. The most common cause of death for tall people is a heart attack, brought on by the fact that their hearts just naturally have to work harder than average to circulate all that blood through that larger body. There is a certain amount of body fat that it takes to stop a bullet, and it's about 60 centimeters of body fat. Really weird animals you didn't know existed. This is a maned wolf. It's a canine of South America, and it belongs to a species that literally means golden dog. And with those legs, I can see why. This is the world's ugliest animal, aka a blobfish. It's found in the deep waters of Australia and New Zealand. And if a blobfish is pulled up from the depths too quickly, they suffer severe tissue damage because of the drop in pressure, so they morph into this unsightly, gelatinous mess you see above. This is an ii, and it lives in Madagascar, and And while it looks like they want to eat your soul, it's normally fruits and leaves and sometimes small birds they stick to for their diet. This is a pink fairy armadillo. They normally live in Argentina and they're the smallest member of the armadillo family, and it looks like someone just cut off the back half of his body. Did you know fatal familial insomnia makes it impossible for someone to sleep for months? Hello, and here's some disturbing facts. During the mummification process, ancient Egyptians removed the brain through one of your nostrils. Technically, it's not impossible to die from holding in a sneeze. Some injuries from holding in a sneeze can be very serious, such as ruptured brain aneurysms, ruptured throat, and collapsed lungs. The film A Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a real story reported in the LA Times. A boy was terrified to go to sleep, and when he did, he died while screaming about a nightmare. King Charles II drank alcohol mixed with pulverized human skulls. Arrhythmic death syndrome is a sudden condition where someone seemingly healthy dies suddenly with no apparent cause of death. People with Cotard syndrome believe that parts of their body are missing, or that they are dying, dead, or don't exist. Some female spiders allow their young to eat them alive. Did you know we breathe in a liter of farts every single day? Hello, and here's some sickening facts. The inventor of Vaseline used to eat a spoonful of it every single day. The cheese at fast food places is filled with so many artificial chemicals and preservatives to the point that it is barely even cheese. Jelly beans are so shiny because they're coated with shellac, which is made from insect poop. Around 80% of the United States dollar bills contain traces of illegal substances, and hundreds of microorganisms live on them. Mosquitoes pee on you when they suck your blood. When someone sneezes around you, there is a good chance it got on you because snot can shoot up to 30 feet in the air. The eggs found in fast food breakfast sandwiches contain some of the ingredients used in soap or putty. Your awful morning breath comes from tiny microbes in your mouth eating at your leftovers overnight. There are tiny mites eating, pooping, mating, and dying on your eyelashes right now. Mystical places that science can't explain. For decades now, the people of Hesdalen Valley, Norway, have been witnessing these magical lights across their night sky. This light happens to appear in their sky and dances around in patterns, and sometimes even flashes different colors. This has been witnessed by a lot of scientists over the years, and none could confirm what it was, but some think it's radioactive. There is a town in Kazakhstan called Kalaki, where there have been reports of people dropping unconscious without any real reason. This has been going on for hundreds of years. The situation is so severe that the government had to evacuate the entire town. There's also the fairy circle of Namibia. This is a field of grass with patches where nothing will grow. The patches are circular and evenly shaped all throughout. These circles never overlap with each other and always seem to be evenly spaced out. If you are one of those people who can pick up the humming noise of the TV and electrical wires, then you know how annoying this town can be. The residents of Taos, Mexico have reported hearing such noises all day, every day. This has been going on since the 1990s. It's called the Taos hum.